I'm that petrifying to these billion-dollar companies? Well, good. I hope I am. And I hope everybody else becomes that. I mean, this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of one voice. Imagine.
We all have joined a circus here. And in that circus, there is going to be all sorts of inappropriate messages, inappropriate behavior, and sometimes downright sexual predatory aspects of it.
My dog stepped on a bee.
This is Hollywood's new appropriation of woke storytelling, and it has been a farce at best. And the facade is slowly unraveling. This is the price, it appears, that Hollywood is paying for insisting on ramming a social justice agenda down the throats of moviegoers via its flicks and TV series. What was once meant to advance a progressive social agenda is now being accused of heavy-handedness and preachiness. This change in the public is not a fad, but is the reality of viewers shunning fake news and waking from acceptance of Spacey-styled and overlooked brilliance of woke Hollywood is that it shows viewers what they really want, the satisfaction of their despair, and, rather counterintuitively, this could be beneficial. The untying of these trends could result in a new kind of storytelling, of which I would in fact like to be a part, where a viewer's intelligence is not just assumed, but embraced. It is difficult not to focus on the train wreck that woke Hollywood is at the moment, and, in my opinion, it is for the best. For a long time, Hollywood has been propagating a woke agenda that is more prevalent than a good plot, and I have watched many movies or episodes of TV shows which have politicized themselves and put politics on the foreground, while the quality of the work has suffered for it. One might get an impression that the more they strive to be woke, the more they lose the viewers they want to attract. Take a look at recent disasters. Award shows plummeting in viewership, Disney tripping on Star Wars, and Netflix folded over their inability to stand up for Chappelle. What is more obvious is that their bid to perform as missionaries who are simply passing messages and not as artistes is not going well. What used to be praised as the innovative and groundbreaking is now being accused of smugness and overbearingness. In the struggle of TV brands, fan favorites such as Star Trek or Doctor Who are faltering, attempting to shift gears too little too late. The failure of these projects implies that it is not correct to think you have to follow the trend of social justice to have success. Instead, it is nudging the world into a sequence of high-profile failures. This one has to be one of the most shocking instances. Disney firing its then CEO during a concert, which shows how the company is struggling to deal with its many woes. Even more shocking is how the progressive, or woke, culture is regressing. I think that the more the Hollywood production companies attempt to sell political correctness, the more they seem to miss the mark. The problem here is that they're not concerned with developing something meaningful and captivating. They are concerned with checking off their list and making bombastic claims that are unmemorable. Recent failures like The Woman King, which attempted to tell a story of female empowerment but flopped during one of the worst box office weekends in years, which aimed to expose the Harvey Weinstein scandal but also missed the mark, are clear indicators of this disconnect.
The scandal involving Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein has been in the headlines for the last few years, but the sexual assault allegations against him span decades. So many people came out against Weinstein that it's considered a landmark story for the entire Me Too movement.
These movies not only failed to make a significant impact, but also highlighted the industry's struggle with genuinely connecting with audiences. It's not just about the individual failures, but a larger trend that's becoming apparent. Hollywood's attempts to force-feed political correctness and social agendas into entertainment are not only failing, but are also revealing a deeper issue within the industry. This failure might be the wake-up call Hollywood needs. It's clear that audiences are craving authentic storytelling over preachy messages, and this shift could lead to a more genuine and engaging entertainment landscape. I believe this failure is a necessary step towards recalibrating Hollywood's approach. If this means that the industry starts focusing more on quality and less on pandering to the latest social trends, then I'm all for it. The current state of Hollywood might be chaotic. In Hollywood, the industry has faced significant challenges and changes over recent years. While many people have been calling for diversity and inclusion, it seems that some of the progress made is now being questioned. For a long time, Hollywood hired individuals who were familiar or similar to those already in power. This often meant that hiring decisions were based on who knew whom, rather than who was best suited for the job. I believe it's essential to promote the most qualified person for any role, regardless of their gender or background. The film industry has been struggling with declining box office numbers and rising costs. With the financial strain and looming contract negotiations with unions, there's a real concern that a strike could halt production. Many media companies, who once proudly supported movements like Me Too and Black Lives Matter, are now keeping quieter on newer political and cultural issues. This shift seems driven by the need to focus on making profits and managing financial risks. There's been a lot of talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, in Hollywood. Some DEI executives feel exhausted because they are battling against an entrenched old boy network that seems intent on maintaining the status quo. Although some high-profile women, like Jennifer Salke at Amazon and Kathleen Kennedy, have been successful, it's apparent that Hollywood still has a lot of issues to address. The industry is filled with people who might not be the best role models or most competent. When asked to publicly comment on their commitment to change, many executives either refuse to speak or hide behind prepared statements. Behind closed doors, some still use discriminatory language, and the enthusiasm for change seems to be waning. Recent events, such as the controversies surrounding figures like Asia Argento and Amber Heard, have led to a sense of fatigue and disillusionment. And some view these as signs that the rush for rapid change during the Me Too movement may have been overly hasty. The dissolution of organizations like Time's Up, which were initially set up to address sexual harassment, is viewed by some as a power grab rather than genuine progress. From my own experience, I can mention how this desire for change influences hiring processes. Some studios have confessed that they hire and promote the diverse candidates ignoring their qualification level. This has caused arguments on whether certain people were fit for the positions they occupied. This has raised some question as to whether inclusion-focused projects are financially feasible. Thus, movies such as Bros and Easter Sunday have performed poorly at the box office. Series such as Ms. Marvel, which have received good reviews, did not draw the desired audience in. There clearly was an overcorrection by getting too worked up about diversity. Nowadays, some of the executives opined that the concentration on the issue of integration might not have been healthy. Some accused them of thinking that a number of projects didn't fly commercially simply because they lacked meat, not because of diversity issues. If we now cast our glance towards the contemporary Hollywood, one might point out that the many studios remain in the process of finding their way on this new terrain. Today's studios are more cautious as to which projects they finance and produce, because of concerns of revenue and cost, as well as risks involved. Measures such as cancellation of the almost complete production of Batgirl, a movie with a cast of people of color, prove that finances matter more than diversity. In my opinion, it is important to realize that change takes time, but in the meantime, the harm accumulates. It is, however, important to note this as Hollywood struggles to identify its priorities. There has been progress. It may be a painful exercise to continuously seek valid improvements, but it is a process that must be carried through. The industry has to find the way of making money and being fair at the same time. Let us hope that the future research will bring more effective contributions. If you like this video, make sure to like each, subscribe, and press the bell icon for more amazing videos like this. Stay tuned.